AskReddit by Apex Overlord drunk. What is, truly, the root of all evil? Greed has to be pretty high up the list. I'd just say selfishness. Selfishness sums up pretty much all the 7 deadly sins. Self-centricity, ego and greed. I think greed is just self-centeredness applied to the most common denominator of transactions. Someone wanting power or things, or for people to see them as greater than themselves. All go for money, as it can get you those things, but it doesn't always express itself in that way. The person who blows a light intentionally because they know others are stopped and won't risk hitting them is just as self-centered. I'd probably swap out greed for lack of empathy, but otherwise agree with you. Okay, but the Bible quote isn't money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. Money's fine, it's caring more about money than people that's the problem. But the first rule of acquisition states, my mom's ex-boyfriend Ben borrowed my mom $500 and then he broke up with her and left with the money. Fuck you, Ben. I don't know who Ben is, but fuck that guy. 25.8069758011. Assuming 666 is evil, that's the root. Arthi did Thamuth. Lack of compassion. I would have said lack of empathy, but close enough. Ego. This is the one. If we saw ourselves as part of ecosystems and communities rather than individuals seeking to sit on top of hierarchies, so much would change and improve in the world. I've spent about a decade working for NGOs and social justice work and have a degree in human rights from one of the top sociology departments in the world. In other words, I've studied it and seen it up close. Ego is the reason. Craving power over other people. Greed, ignorance, selfishness, money, love and ego aren't really even anything compared to political power unless political power is a part of what's going on. As I've read so far, best answer yet. As you can do all the others by yourself without harming anyone. But power, in that sense, requires subjection. Others must be compromised by you. I'd say beats are my least favorite. Maybe not all the way evil, but pretty close. The Killer Tofu album was great though, maybe you need to give them another listen. Fear. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. Insecurity. Came here to say this. Projection, defensiveness and aggressiveness can be quite dangerous, and there's next to no truly confident person who'd do evil. Most people misunderstand the concept of confidence as a whole. I'm going to go against the grain here and say good intentions. I know there's the cliche the road to hell is paved with good intentions. From my observations on the world and people in my 47 years on this planet, it's true. There is no limit to how unspeakably evil a person can become if they think they are on the side of righteousness. If there's such a thing as an original sin, something innate in every human that is an agency for evil, it's not being curious and seeking knowledge, it's that we are easily tricked into doing evil by believing it's good. Greed and money. Taking more than you need or can use. Intentionally depriving others for personal gain. Removed. Binary reasoning. This is a stronger suggestion than it at first seems. But the inability to compromise has indeed led to much suffering. Fear. Fear of not having enough, not being enough. Honestly. Having very high emotions whilst having very low intelligence. An incredibly dangerous combination, causes outbursts, irrational decisions which can impact your future and others. A simple bar fight can lead to an accidental death. A simple disagreement can end up in a shooting. A lot of things all link back to that emo. A person that is cool, calm and collected with very high intelligence can be many magnitudes more dangerous. A person who uses that temperament and intelligence to plan and skillfully execute oppression and genocide on a mass scale is without a doubt more evil than a hot-tempered idiot in a bar fight. I would say greed has a huge role in it. The love of money. Ignorance, especially deliberate or willed ignorance. Examples: don't know care how to balance others' needs with your own. Don't know how to empathize with other people, don't know how to communicate or negotiate, etc. Lack of empathy. Pride. I agree. It leads to many other roots of evil. There is a great, old book called Humility by Andrew Murray which explains this amazingly well. Lack of basic empathy. If you feel no guilt when your actions cause hurt for someone else, then you have no limit on how evil you can be for your own gain. One of the only good things that religion does is keep a lot of these people in check, as they are afraid of being punished for eternity for their actions. I told you once that I was searching for the nature of evil. I think I've come close to defining it: a lack of empathy. It's the one characteristic that connects all the defendants. A genuine incapacity to feel with their fellow man. Evil, I think, is the absence of empathy. Captain Gustav M. Gilbert, the US Army psychologist assigned to observe and interview high-ranking Nazi prisoners in preparation for the Nuremberg trials, in his book Nuremberg Diary. Want. The full quote starts with the love of money. It's a simple metaphor that gets the point to the masses easiest. Everyone wants more money. Then again, everyone wants revenge on their enemies, wrath, another bite of food, gluttony, and a nap, sloth. The want is a common denominator. Why does evil exist? Because people want things to an extreme. Want sex? Just take it with rape. Want power? Lie and cheat and ruin others' lives until it's yours. Want land? Kill those already there. And of course want money? Steal or hoard or enslave. The problem is there is no cap to want. You can always have more. And more and more. Desiring any of these things is not inherently wrong. Wanting it so bad you break the golden rules. That's not to say you shouldn't work to acquire what you desire. Money, fame, societal change, a peaceful life. Work towards the changes you would like to see. Just remember to check yourself every once in a while. Are you harming others with your blatant wants? If so, that's evil. Want is the root of all evil. Narcissism. I truly believe that all evil can be traced back to this one trait, and that narcissists are the root of most of the terrible man-made things that have happened throughout history.